Now I'm going to go to the car sky thing. And I'm going to show you that this is the clicky copy that I have on top, and I've named all my layers. I have no new channels, and I want to show these channels in a larger context so you can see them when they go in, okay? So I'm going to turn on this little thing that I have up here, my little reference layer, and I've already drawn my paths. Let me move this down. I've already drawn my paths. I have a black path, a window path, and an outer sheet metal path, okay? I had a hood path, and what happened to it? Oh, I'm going to have to redraw my hood path. So hold on, I'll be right back, and there will be a hood path there. Okay, I have now a hood path. I want you to see just how incredibly fast this thing is going to look. And obviously, I'm going to paint these clouds right on the window, but I don't have to paint it or grab. Can you imagine trying to draw these clouds out? Do you even know how you would draw these clouds out? Could you draw that shape and then use Gaussian blur right there? Yes, but multiply that shape times about 300 other shapes and you'd be fine. How about you do it in like 3 minutes? Okay, so I'm going to paint this whole thing for you quickly, but I'm still going to paint it. So I'm going to turn on this little copy. I'm going to Command or Control click this selection here. I'm going to hit the B key and I'm going to grab this color of this hood, and I'm just going to hit Option Delete after I click on the hood layer, Option Delete. Now I'm going to add a little variance to this. So I'm going to call the next layer, because you should only put one color on one layer. So I'm going to call it hood number 2 and save the file. I'm going to hit the B key, hold the Option key down to eyedrop this darker tone over here to the side, zoom back out, make the brush bigger, and I'm going to paint a little bit of darkness. I need to make this a little bit darker. So let's go a little bit darker with it like this and more rich. Okay, so I'm going to now make it a little darker here. Something is prohibiting me from painting. What do I have on? Smoothing is supposed to be down to 0. I know it. Let me see. Yes, that's the problem, I think. All right, I have something that's going on with my paintbrush, and it's not actually putting the right amount of paint on the canvas. It actually is okay, but it still isn't. I'm going to go into brush settings because I may have hit a bad number in brush settings. Let me make sure this is on 25%. And shape dynamics is not on, and smoothing is on, and I should be having, that should be fine. Let me deselect now and continue on. I wanted that to be just a base value. In color range, sometimes you have to put the base value on first, and which I told you in the last demo, but it's not black, okay? It's what the base value is visually. See how this base value isn't black? See how the base value behind the window is? So now let's go do that. And I want to test this out and see if it's working. So I'm going to hit the V key. And you know, Photoshop is nothing but fixing stuff, right? Am I right? So let's Command click the black up here. Let me go hit the B key and grab the black right here. I'm going to put this up on 10 on the flow, and I'm going to back out of this, and now it should be allowing me to paint quite a bit of black on there. All right, it's doing fine. So I can just hit Option Delete. I just wanted to check that out. Now I have the I have on the do you see the mistake I just made? I've been painting up on the clicky small copy. That is really a amateurish error, but thank God you can go Command Z and then Alt or Option Command Z to get rid of it, and then maybe click to the correct layer, Brian, that you named, and hit Option Delete, and let's paint on the correct layer next time. Okay, so the very first thing in Photoshop that I teach my students is before you execute something, check what layer you're on. So let's do that. I'm going to grab the outer sheet metal. I'm going to show you what it is. Do you see how this outer sheet metal is really this outer color shape right here? Let me zoom in and let me grab that color. Now let's zoom back out, and I'm going to paint this really quick, because this is not a demo on painting the car, it's a demo on, and I'm clicking to the right layer, Option Delete. So now I'm going to hit Command D to deselect. Now, I'm going to put the window in. So let's go see what the window's supposed to be. The window is like a base value of this color back here with a little bit of blue on top. So I'm going to be color ranging 3 things when I go into this window. I'm going to color range the light gray, the medium gray, and the white. 3 things. That'll do it. So I'm going to grab this blue right here. And we're going to just paint that blue really quick on the window, and then I'll have an extra window layer called window number 2. And I just want you to see how fast things can happen in this industry. So I'm going to command click the window. Let's now just hit Option Delete. If I grab this first blue, which is right there, good, I just grabbed it. Option Delete, make sure I'm on the first window layer, boom. Now let's hit deselect. Now let's click to the window 2 layer. Let me freehand in this color right here. Okay, so I'm going to command click the window again to make it into a selection. I'll hit Command H, and now I'm going to just hit that color in here extremely fast. Now I want to put a little bit of a reflection in this window, okay? So I'm going to give this a little bit of dark on the top and a little bit of dark coming down here. Now I'm going to actually put in a extra final layer for the window called window highlight. So let me go just to give it a little bit of window shine. So let me go grab this color. Let's go to the foreground color and make it bright. And now I'm going to kill or hit the edge of this window. I want you to know that Command H is still on and the window selection is still active. So I'm going to hit this color over here to give that a little bit of a nice little feel of shine over there, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. Now, we now need to go to the clouds layer. I have clouds 1, 2, and 3. This is going to be my gray number 1 cloud, gray number 2, and this is going to be the third one is going to be the white. So I'll just let you know that it's going to be white. And I may need to make a separate one for the hood, because the hood has 2 colors of clouds. So we'll do that. These are going to be the clouds for the window. So let's click to the first one. The first one's not going to look very good. Let me turn this off and turn this on. Let me make a selection of the window as we discussed in the last demo. You have to surround the thing you're color ranging with that. So let's go enter color range. Let's grab this first value of gray, which is going to be that lighter gray. Now I'm going to make this go up to what? Yes, about 80 to 85 is fine. Let's save that color in swatches. So let me move this up. Let's save that color in swatches as gray window 1. And now let's save the selection as Command V. I'm sorry, I didn't even copy anything, so let me just type it. And now let's go grab the next one. So let's make a selection of the window. Let's go to color range. Let's grab the darker gray. So now I'm going to name that darker gray. So let's go to select and save selection as dark gray. And I'm going to drag across it so I don't have to retype it. Hit OK. Click here. Hit Command V. Boom. And now let's go grab the same window. Command click. Look at how fast this is going. And go to color range. Let's go grab the white value. Now I've got that beautiful white value. I'm going to go up a little bit higher on the white value and click OK. Now I'm going to name this the white. So let's go to I named it Clouds 3 White, but I'll just name it Window White. I'm sorry. Was I naming that window Cloud Window Gray, Dark Gray? I'm just going to name it. I guess that's fine. As long as you know what it is, as long as I know what it is, then I'm good. So I should say that this is Clouds White. There. Now I'll drag across it. Took me longer to do that than it's going to take to paint. That was a funny little thing. Now let me go like that. Now I have my 3 grays for the clouds. So let's paint them. Let's click to the bottom one, which is going to be the medium gray. So I make a selection of that. I click to the first one that's right there. I turn off the clicky copy. I hit Command H and I hit Option Delete, and there's my first set of clouds. I click to the second one. I Command click the second one. I click to the second color. I will hit Command H and Option Delete. There are my clouds. Now I'm going to have to get rid of some of those clouds that are not looking really good, and I'm going to Gaussian blur them by 1 or 2 pixels to make them look really good. Click to the white. Click on the white color. Command click the white color and hit, make sure I'm on the layer, Option Delete and Fill. Now all I have to do is see how well that's actually looking. I'm missing one greenish tone. So I'm going to go here. Remember I said you need that fix layer? So I'm going to put a fix layer between them. And I want that greenish tone, the tone that is between the white and that color. So back to the window, back to color range. Let's go real close. I'm sorry, I have to turn on the picture. Let's zoom in. You see the color that I want right there? That's the color I want. So let's Command click the window, go to color range. Let's grab that color. I'm going to call it green clouds just for the sake of my brain is gone. And let's go to greenish clouds. Why don't I just write a book, Brian? And let's go Command C. Let's click over here and go Command V. And now I want to turn off the clicky copy, click to the Fix It layer, and now let's gently paint on this. So let's use our paintbrush. Let me hit Command H, and I'm going to just add that color that is the missing color behind those clouds. And now let me deselect. Let's see the clouds right here, and then I need to back off on some stuff, meaning this clouds layer, you see that clouds layer? That just needs to lower the opacity. That's going to melt it right in. Oh, that's beautiful. Now let's go to this layer and reduce a little bit of opacity just from it, just a little bit more. No, that's too much. I still need to reduce some opacity on that layer. That's gorgeous. Oh my God, that's fantastic. Now I think a 2-pixeled or 4-pixeled Gaussian blur on these 2 layers here would be great. So let's click that Clouds 2 layer, go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. I should zoom in first. Let's zoom in. I want to Gaussian blur that color right there. So let's go to Gaussian blur that by 6 pixels. Let me see what Preview did. I think that's great. Now let's click on the bottom one. Let's go up to Filter and Gaussian Blur again, which is Control Command F, and now that looks really pretty. That's really pretty. Now, some of these clouds on top need to go away. So I need to add layer masks to each of these layers with no selection active. Look at how I'm doing it very quickly. And now I'll start with the big layer here. I'll take the brush. It's a good size brush. I have black. I'm painting at 10%, and I'm going to reduce the amount here. I'm going to reduce the amount up here. I'm going to reduce the amount over here. I think that doesn't want to be there in the corner. And down here, I'm going to reduce this so the window comes back out of that. That looks really pretty. This should reduce over here. This is too strong. So let's go to the white layer, and let's get rid of it right on the edge. I probably should bring some of it back, so I'm going to hit the X key, make it come smaller, and bring a little bit of that color back. That looks really cool. Now let's do the same thing on the hood. Now watch what I do here. I'm going to click and shift click these layers and make a folder, and I'm going to call the folder the window clouds. Do you know how long that would have taken you to actually paint that and make it look pretty? Now let's do the hood cloud. So I'll even make a new folder called hood clouds. And it would probably be a good idea, Brian, to save the file. So I told you we need kind of like 2 channels. I think that's going to do it. So in the hood clouds, let's leave it selected and make 2 layers. Let's call this the gray, and let's call this the white. Now let's leave the clicky copy on. Let's isolate the hood. All right, so when I go into color range, it focuses on the hood only. Let's grab this color of gray right here and make this go down to about the 80 to 70%. Let's call this save selection. I called it gray, just simply gray. And now let's save the color as gray. And now let's make a selection of the hood. Let's enter color range. Let's grab the lightest value that's there, which is right there, and let's have it go up a little higher. Let's click OK. Let's save the selection as white. Let's save the color as white. Save the file. Go back out of this, turn off my clicky copy, and now I'm going to paint it with the gray first. So what do? We command click the gray. We click to the gray color. We hit, and I don't have to hit Option Delete. I want you to know that I don't have to just blast it in there. I'm going to take Command H, make the brush bigger, wherever my brush went, and I'm going to paint that gray in here. I'm just going to paint it right on there. So I'm literally painting clouds on the car. Let's click up to the white area, white layer, I'm sorry. Click the whitish color. I should make that color just a pinch more white. I should make it just a pinch more white. And then I'm going to command click the white layer and now hit Command H and watch how now this is going to bring off the clouds in the hood. And now with the same Gaussian blurring, look at, there's the original, there's what I have. I don't like how I didn't get that. Okay, that's not, all right, that's kind of working there, but I went too strong. You know, I didn't get that, and okay, I got this value right here. Okay, so I kind of wrecked something. I shouldn't have made it brighter. I should have had a third one, which is the fix layer. Let's make a fix layer. It always needs a fix layer. So I'm going to solve my issue by doing this. That layer that I had as the white, I'm going to reduce the opacity of it. I like it, but I just think it should be back to about here. Okay, now let's go turn on the clicky copy. Let's command click the hood. Let's enter color range for the 100th time. And let's go grab this color right here. And now see how it only grabbed the color here? Are you looking at that window over here? Let's click OK. Let's save that as hood bright. Just leave it at that. Let's save the color as hood bright. And with the selection still active, I'm going to hit Command H. And now I'll turn off the clicky copy. I'm clicking to my fix layer, making the brush smaller. And let me see where it is. And now let's paint that in here. And that's going to look pretty good. Okay, that really brought that out. Let me see why that's not looking good. Oh, you know why? Because there was a... Oh, this is really cool to show you. This is awesome to show you. Let me click this and this and this. You see this reflection that I don't like over here? I'm going to use something to fix that. And I really want you to see how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to put in a new fix layer right up here. So I'm going to add a layer mask to all three of these layers. Boom, boom, boom. Because the art director may say, hey, take that out. Fine. So on all three layers, I'm painting on the layer mask with black, so I had to hit the X key. I'm going to make the brush smaller, and I'm going to paint this out so it just goes away. I need it to have it go away there. I need it to have it go away completely there, and I need it to have it go away completely there. So basically, I'm reducing it on all the layers. Let me do it some more on this layer. It's almost gone. Okay, and let's go to this layer, and it's almost gone. Now, I'm going to click to the fix layer. Watch how neat this is. I'm going to steal clouds from over here and put them over there. How do I do that? I go to where the middle color was right here. I go to that gray. Watch how I can hit the M key. This is really cool. Pick up the selection and place it over here. Did you see that? I actually picked up the selection and placed it over there. Now, if you know how to intersect, subtract, and to add selections together, if I hold Control Alt and Shift or Command Option and Shift and I click the hood, I actually have isolated out where those are just on the hood. Now, I want to save that as hood fix so I can actually refer to that later if I need it. If I need it. Now let me hit Command H, let me hit the B key. Let's put this same color in our paintbrush that was here, and now look at how I can paint the clouds on top of that hood over there. Now all I need to do is bring off the highlight. I'll move some of these highlights over. So let's go to the white layer. Let's do the same thing with the M key. Let's move this over and put some of the highlights right about here. Now let's intersect it, Command Option Shift or Control Alt Shift, and let's save this as Fix 2, just so I have it. What did I call it? Hood Fix 2? I'll just call it Hood Fix, spelled it wrong, 2. Hit Command H. Let's grab the lightest value, and now I'm going to put a new layer above that layer, because you should never put two colors on the same layer. And look at, there's clouds now in the corner. And I borrowed them from over here. Now, that is a sufficient amount of paint. I painted practically an entire, except for the highlights on the windshield wipers, I painted the whole thing in that long. So, I am going to end this movie, and I'm going to come back with showing you how to do the freckles on skin using color range. So this movie was based on a hard product. I'm actually going to go back to it. And this movie was based on a hard product. That movie right here is going to be based on a soft product. Thank you.